Hey everybody, this is Amit Kumar and I welcome to Qlik Tech Solutions. In this tutorial, I will demonstrate you how to create parallel load in Qlik Replicates. So guys, parallel load is one of the best practice which we can implement to reduce the data replication latency. Okay, so in this video, we'll have a detailed practical pipeline generation or task generation for parallel load. So let's get started. Uh, Talk about transformations. We're simply replicating the tables. Now, if we are simply replicating the tables here to here, let's say at 2 a.m. Okay, in the morning, and the size of the data is 10 billion. The time it takes to load or replicate is 30 minutes. Okay, it's just a use case. Okay, don't go by actual, it's just a use case, assuming that. 30 minutes. How the data replication happen? See the table, there's a table, so table form, the replication will happen like the the cursor will load the records. Each record will be loaded first to the like replicate, and then it will be written to the target table. 1 million records will be loaded one by one. All the records will be read by the machine or by the cursor one by one, and to be fed here, and at one go it will be written here. So this is one use case. Case one, parallel loading. In this process, this is the case one. Now case two, what happened? All the 10 billions record will be loaded to the target, but the data loading will not wait till the completion of the entire reading process of the 10 billion records. So first of all, let's say all 10 billion records will be splitted into multiple buckets inside a particular task. Okay, just that's what the how parallel loading works. So one task is coming here, and again it is becoming multiple subtasks, and then each task will load, let's say, 1 billion record, and then retain subtask according to our convenient, or the the data range which we will define. The subtask will work accordingly. Okay, 1 billion, let's say we'll give the condition as 1 billion, 1 billion, 1 billion each, and then 9 till 9 billion we will have 10 subtasks. Okay, this task was ideally how it was working. It was reading entire 10 billion records, and then it was just writing in one go. But here, multiple tasks immediately will read 1 billion, they'll keep on writing. See, loading 10 billion might take, let's say, 20 minutes, but loading 1 billion might take maybe 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes. At the same time, this process, this subtask will not wait for this to complete. Okay, this will simultaneously work. This subtask will simultaneously work. If it take 10 minutes, this subtask will also take 10 minutes to load. This subtask will also take 10 minutes to load. Okay, so they will not load it sequentially or subsequently, right? They will load parallelly. If it takes 10 minutes, this will also take 10 minutes. This will take 10 minutes. Okay, and so on. So in a 10-minute, complete data will be loaded to their subtask buffer, to the buffer of the subtask, and they will be written to the database in a single go. And here we will have 10 billion record in 10 minutes. Okay, whereas if we were loading the data in an aggregated way in one task, it was taking us 30 minutes to complete the entire loading and writing process. So let's see the same process in the mm, database. Yeah. Sequence in my database, we have here uh, the DB. I just wanted to ensure that any table should have a big volume of data. Let's say this view. Sort of view, it's again okay. 1,000 selected. So this view has okay 20,000 records. Okay, this is the maximum volume of the data which I have. In the database, in order to make it parallel load, you need to have any attribute. Let's say year, let's say category, let's say division. Otherwise, you cannot bucketize, right? You cannot, segregate or subgroup or subtask. Otherwise, you cannot break it, right? So accordingly, you have to find out the way how we can split the data into multiple subtasks. Okay, so let's see. Uh, I'll just consider this source SQL or DB, target SQL or data warehouse. Okay, so let's search the table. What are tables we want to load it for the parallel loading process? Mm, have our view. Okay, so this view contains the data, lot of data, 20,000 records are there. So we were doing parallel load. Okay. Maybe just for my understanding, giving the schema name as payload. And all details. Even if there's a table exists in the target database with the same name or DB, by changing the schema name, I'm able to, create the same table with the same name. Maybe I'll just give the name like this. Order details, PL, parallel. Okay. So transformations. But there's no filter I necessarily require. Fine. Parallel load. So this is the you know tab where we're focusing today. Now table segmentations. Yeah. Select parallel load method. So now the table segmentation we are going to do. Either you can go with use data range or you can use partitions. Okay. So I'm going to use a data range. Use a data range here and you can select segment column. Okay. What is going to be my segment column here? ClickSense is intelligent enough. It automatically segmentize the data which is repetitive in nature. It automatically proposes us to take the column which can be segmentized, not to take the column which cannot be segmentized, right? You see here, division ID, which is a unique one, right? Discount, which is a unique one. It is not, it cannot be grouped. Like customer ID cannot be grouped, but country can be grouped, right? Divisions, we have three divisions, which is repetitive across, which can be grouped. Let us just segmentate the data. Let's create three segments, right? So division name I'll just consider as one segment. Based on this division name only, I'll have the data segmentation. Either yeah. So I have selected the segment column, right? Select the segment column upon which column you need to consider the data. So add segment. Now you need to add the segment. The first segment, see the column has been defined, right? This column is division name because we have already selected the column here. So that's means it's become a table, a kind of matrix. It has been added here. Now what we should do, we have to put all the three different data by which the data, subtags will be created. from the division name. So from the division name, the first division name I can have is EMEA. Okay, this become one division. The second segment I can take is South America. Is another division. We can add multiple columns. Okay. Let's say you have created EMEA for 2010. Okay, or 11, 12, right? We can add those also. Let's try because we have another option to do. Let's just try. Yeah. This country and state. So let's say there are three countries. Okay, if you want to make segmentation by three countries, then maybe the data volume would be too high. So again, each country there are uh, three four states. Okay, you can then take country and state. India state is Maharashtra. India state is Punjab. India state Karnataka. Okay, US state is New Jersey. You know, US state is Illinois. So uh, uh, those type of segmentation we can also do it. Okay. Country. Okay. Division. Let us add this one. UOM, because country, if I take, there are a lot of countries will be there. So UOM, unit of measurement, there are few. So that's why I've added here. So you can create multiple segments. Let's say for EMEA you will take six. There are uh, how it works. This is a customer table. We call it from the view. Yeah, I call it from view. EMEA. I can choose role. See, all five type of products unit has been defined like this. Numbers. Okay. Same way you can also define. So let's run it in a simple way and then we'll make it complex further. We'll see both also, no problem. Of course, just to show you in a clarity. EMEA, South America, North America. So there are three segments we have now. So in order to load each subtask will work for a few minutes and all three will be working parallelly. Okay, which will drastically reduce the load of your data loading time. Validate. Okay, unless until you are not validate this segment, you cannot click OK to submit. Now it has been validated. It's going to work fine. Click OK. You'll not see any difference, but this is the approach it will run now. Just a 2 millisecond it took. Probably it would have been taken more, but I don't think I can make a difference here. Let's see the output. It was parallel room, and in the output we had TL, right? Payload is a table which I given a separate schema name just to identify it uniquely. Order detail PL. Let's see. So records are migrated locally. And that concludes this video. I hope you have liked this video on Qlik Replicate. Keep watching for this kind of informative tutorials. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.